Is she going to be in this video?
Fuzzy's a she?
Well, I called you as a she. Look into my eyes. Hi,
hello.
friends.
We're gonna get a peek into her candle collection. Woohoo!
This is only a very small portion of my collection because I have a lot of candles, but I wanted to
condition.
I wanted to do a video because these are candles from Canterbury Road Co.
Yes.
And that is the bookish candle company that I am a term rep for. You can use my code Alexa17 in order to get some of these candles for yourself. A few of them are actually disappearing at the end of this week, so you may want to get your hands on them before then. To make this video a little different, since I already did an unboxing on Instagram, I tend to unbox all of my candles on Instagram, which is how everyone knows I have a condition.
Two things are gonna happen, in which Alexa will pair up a candle with a book,
yeah,
and I will sniff it like a crazy person. The candle, not the book.
Or
candle.
Both. I mean, nothing wrong with book sniffing.
I will sniff the book then. We will find out what it smells like.
The first candle that I have to show you is this is like my favorite from her. Like, I really love this candle. It's the Currently Reading candle, and it smells like white chocolate, coffee, and candlelight. Ta-da! Pretty label too. I really love that label. You can sip. The book that I paired with it was A Tyranny of Petticoats because this is what I am currently reading. And it's been interesting so far because it's a bunch of short stories set in different historical time periods about different women. And I think it's just really fun. I've been surprised because there's been a slightly more fantastical element than I expected, but I really enjoyed it. Oh my god, that candle smells so good. I can like smell it from where I'm sitting. It gives me coffee shop vibes because like pastries and coffee, so yeah, good candle. Definitely recommend, 100%. The next candle is one that I'm really excited about, but it is actually no longer in the shop. So if the demand gets high enough for it, maybe she'll bring it back. I don't know. It's the Babs candle, and it smells like coffee and mint chocolate chip, and it has that logo. The book I paired with it was The Fixer by Jennifer Lynn Barnes because the main character in this one kind of reminds me of Babs actually, because Babs is smart and she's self-sufficient and she's also very, very capable. Plus, if you know her story at all, she ends up becoming the Oracle eventually, which means she is privy to a lot of information.
Until they changed that around again,
yeah,
and made her Batgirl just Batgirl.
Let's just pretend that didn't happen yet. It's the most suited to this book because the main character is sort of similar to the character of Kerry Washington in Scandal. So she manages a few things that are going haywire in Washington, D.C., and it's a really, really fun read.
It's so minty.
Moving on, we are going to talk about the candles that I most recently got, and there are quite a few of them because I had orders and then I also had my rep package come in. So we are going to start with my wax melts. The first one is Dimple and Rishi, and this is sandalwood, cloves, and coffee. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Probably not.
Probably not. But anyway, obviously this was inspired by When Dimple Met Rishi, which is by Sandhya Menon, and this is a YA contemporary that came out earlier this year. And it is about two Indian main characters. One is obviously Dimple, who is a very driven girl, and she is not necessarily open to the idea of an arranged marriage, whereas Rishi is completely open to this because he loves the tradition of it, and so they meet and things don't exactly go as planned, but it's really, really good, guys. It was really funny, it was really smart too, and I really enjoyed it.
Although technically if an arranged marriage doesn't go as planned, it actually didn't happen. Just saying.
The next wax melt is Ronan the Grey Warren, and this smells like gasoline, leather, and dreams. Now, if you guys...
Okay.
If you guys know or have heard me talk about the Raven cycle, my favorite character is actually Ronan, which is why I have this. And obviously I use The Dream Thieves as the book that I paired with it because this is Ronan's first major story arc, really. And I really love this book. It really ties for Blue Lily Blue as my favorite. And you'd think that wax melt would smell overwhelming, but it really doesn't.
No, it isn't. It's
really
surprisingly good. Well, I'm totally sniffing these candles like a maniac, but that's what this video is about, in which she just hands it to me. And if people don't want to listen to what the book is about, you can just look at my facial expression as I'm sniffing.
Right, it doesn't smell.
This is actually my favorite one so far. Maybe it's all about the open road.
And the last wax melt I have is Camp Daybreak, which is cinnamon whiskey, bonfire, and s'mores.
Ah, yeah!
And that was inspired by The Names They Gave Us by Emery Lord, which is her latest novel.
Oh, this is where it stands.
Oh, new favorite?
Just right up there with my leather jacket motorcycle.
Maybe you'll end at a summer camp. This book is about a girl named Lucy who is trying to deal with the fact that her mother's cancer has come back, and she spends an entire summer at her mother's request, not at her usual church camp, but at the other camp that's like across the lake, and it's a life-changing summer for her. And this book was really, really good. It made me really emotional when I was reading it, and I loved it so much.
I think the book smells just like these wax melts.
They have a lot of s'more signs in the book, so.
Oh my god, I'm like so hungry now.
The next candle I'm going to show you is also a book-inspired candle. This is one of the candles that is only going to be available until October 7th. So, after hearing about it, if you want it, you're going to have to order it right away. And it's Invictus, which is raspberry, chocolate, and chai. And obviously inspired by the book Invictus by Ryan Groden. This book is pitched as Doctor Who meets Guardians of the Galaxy, and it is so accurate. I truly, truly enjoyed this book. I think it's one of the most fun time travel books I've ever read. It's smart, it's timey-wimey, stop trying to eat the candle, it's probably bad for you. It smells really good. Like, this is a good Christmas candle. This is how I feel about this candle. I think it would be perfect like if you had the Christmas tree out and like you were like chilling. That would be a great
These candles are making me hungrier and hungrier as we go by.
The scent of this one is pretty sweet because obviously raspberry, chai, chocolate. But it's not overwhelming in any way, which I really, really love.
Oh, it's overwhelming. Well, to me, I want to eat it. So
anyway, this book just recently came out, so you definitely should grab a copy if you haven't already.
Back to my TBR.
Next candle, Thisbe, which is driftwood grass, sea salt, and leather. And on my Instagram, when I unboxed this, I said it smelled like what I thought the clips of mohair smelled like.
I'm gonna give me some of them clips.
Inspired by the Scorpio races by Maggie I, and this is set on an island where every year they race a bunch of horses. It's a lot more than that, obviously, but it's been years since I've read it. I remember really loving it, and I think this is still my favorite Maggie book. We will find out because I am rereading and finishing the Raven cycle next month.
This candle smells like adventure.
Right? Yeah, that's exactly what it smells like. Next candle is Gansey the King, and that's mint, rain, cotton, and leather, and also I'm obsessed with this label. Inspired by another character from the Raven cycle, Gansey, and it's the Raven Boys. That candle smells like what I think university smells like. Like, it's a weird, like, preppy boys going to university. That's what that candle smells like, which is very specific.
That's not what I'm getting from this thing.
What are you getting then?
It's like moms at their favorite store where all of their like stuff is there, like curtains, and well, that reminds me of my mom anyway.
That's so interesting that we would both have very different reactions. Anyway, The Raven Boys is the first book in the series, The Raven Cycle, and it's basically about 4 boys who go to a school called Aglionby, and what happens when their paths cross with a girl named Blue who lives in a house full of psychics. So, fun times.
Spa. It reminds me of a spa.
Okay, there you go.
That's why I'm like moms that like everything that's there. Yes, so middle-aged women who go to have themselves pampered.
You know, either way, soothing smell. That's really
there you go. It's just so soothing. I like it.
So yeah.
Because I'm also a middle-aged. Anyway.
Next one is, and this is my favorite label. It's Something Blue, and this is the Doctor Who candle. And it's custard, tea, and petrichor, and just the label is so cute.
What's petrichor?
I actually have no idea.
Is that a Gallifreyan thing?
I don't know. Paired it with the Time Lord Fairy Tales book.
Oh, hey.
I really like that candle. I wasn't sure I was going to, and then when I sniffed it, I was like, this is amazing. It smells like timey-wimey things.
Well, you know, order me
some
fish fingers, because I got my custard right here.
It reminded me of when the Doctor first meets Amy Pond. That's exactly what it smells like to me.
Okay, I think I see 11 in this.
Right?
Okay, that makes sense.
And obviously paired it with the Time Lord Fairy Tales, which is a collection of fairy tales set in the world of Doctor Who. This is gonna be a fun one. We have Avonlea, which is apple, ginger, maple leaf, and pear, and
I think I'm gonna like this one.
A very fall vibe to it. Obviously, Anne of Green Gables. Anne is one of the best literary heroines I've ever read about. She's imaginative, she's smart, she's spunky, and her story is just so, it's simple, but it's heartwarming, and it's so good.
This smell reminds me of Anne, like at the end of a school day, because she's like a teacher and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like a fall afternoon, and she's musing, what the hell do I do with my life? And Gilbert sucks, but he's so cute, that kind of thing.
Anyway, I also really love this edition.
I get it, totally Avonlea.
Next candle is Seven Waters, and it's trees, healing herbs, and rain.
Oh, does it smell like
inspired by the
drinks?
Seven Water series. This is my favorite book in that series, and it's Daughter of the Forest. It is the first book in the series, and it is inspired by the story The Six Swans. And it's so good, you guys. Like, you'd think it would be really slow and like tedious because the writing is kind of tiny and everything, but it's not. It's just so good. It's such a great story, and I truly, truly enjoyed it. It's very old school fantasy.
This would make an amazing soap.
Really? You think so?
Smell it.
Yeah, actually. It's so soothing. Like, that smells also soothing.
Like the non-invasive spa soap that you could just like soak in for the next 3.5 hours.
Basically.
I
could see that. Moving on, we have Toothless Night Fury, and it's Lightning, Ocean, and Blue Raspberry. Also really love that label.
What that smells like.
Had to go with Aragon by Christopher Paolini for this one because in this book, Aragon basically becomes a dragon rider and he has to train his dragon. And the dragon sort of has to train him, but you know. I mean, really, who's training who here?
I mean, spoiler alert, right? But hey, this...
I also thought this would be overwhelming because it's like, raspberries are very strong.
No, but the raspberry is actually, the kind of like the raspberry hints on this thing is pretty darn cool.
Right?
Like, I'm pretty sure a dragon would not smell like this, but it would like to be, perhaps.
It would like to,
it would like to. It would like to smell like this.
But yeah, Aragon.
It would like to be smelling like this.
Aragon is a book that we both really loved. Macky was the one who introduced it to me, and we both love the series. I actually haven't reread it in forever, but I do remember loving the dragons in this one. Not so much Aragon.
Not so much.
Which is quite
wow.
I liked Arya. Arya was my favorite.
Oddly enough, I actually liked Aragon better than Arya. Oddly enough. Oddly.
No, but I think we can both agree that Saphira is probably the best character.
Well, I'm an Angela fan, so...
Oh, this is fair. This is fair. I can accept that.
Who names their sword Tinkle Death? Anyway. Which, by the way, I would name the scent Tinkle Death too.
Whimsy's Enchantment, which is another candle that you can only get until October 7th, if I remember correctly. And it is Sweet Spice and Burning Leaves. I really like the label of this one.
Sounds like autumn.
Speaking of autumn, I picked It Happened One Autumn for this one by Lisa Kleypas. It is a historical romance. It is a love story that goes from hate to love, which is like my favorite. And I had to pick this one because in this story, they are at an estate where there's a huge like garden area, and like they are there around the time that it's autumn, so gotta pick it.
Aptly titled. I smell a bonfire in this, like a nice little kind of fragrant.
To be fair, this candle was actually inspired by An Enchantment of Ravens, which I have not yet read, so I couldn't pick it. Book Hangover, which is Water, Fresh Air, and Sangria.
Ah, sangria.
Not gonna shock anyone, I picked a Sarah J Maas book.
Hey, I smell the sangria in this one.
I picked A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the second book in the ACOTAR series, and oh my goodness, I had such a bad hangover after this one. I couldn't read any fantasy for like nearly a month because it was just that good. Amazing. If you haven't read the series, it's fairy tale inspired. It has fae, it has a very strong female heroine, it has coming to terms and healing in it, and it's just like so good. Oh my god, I'm just gushing because
okay, now I want to drink. It's what is this? The brunch like inspiration?
This is the brunch candle video. But yeah, if you haven't read the ACOTAR series, do it.
And cake and now sangria.
The next couple of candles are all from the reading line that Shannon does with her candles, and she does a bunch of different like reading under or reading by or reading in
and
scenarios.
Shannon, for the lovely
she's
audience,
the owner of Canterbury Road Co. So,
hey Shannon. Thank you. She's very happy.
First we start with Reading Under the Stars, and that's Plums, Falling Stars, and Velvet. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about this one because plums, but it turned out that this is actually one of the ones I like best. So.
Any Glass Mask fans out there? Plums, anyway.
I picked These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This is the first book in the Starbound trilogy, and it is basically, it starts out like Titanic in space, and then the two characters who survive have to figure out what's going on and what they're gonna do. So it's so good, guys. It's so good.
Yeah, this is space age to me. Like I can totally imagine people spraying this like in a cabin or like a ship.
Next we have Reading in the Leaves, and that's Autumn, Air, and Falling Leaves.
More autumn stuff.
And for autumn, I had to go with fairy tales. I don't know, to me, like they give me such a fall vibe when I read them, so I wanted to show you guys this beautiful edition of Grimm's Fairy Tales for it.
Very sweet.
Do you feel like you're rolling in leaves yet?
It's more like icing. I bet that's probably just hungry.
Next we have Reading on the Porch, and that's Blackberry, Peach, and Sweet Tea. To me, that makes me think of like the South, so I picked Nowhere But Home by Liza Palmer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's the South. Well, what do I know?
It's like the South to us. Let me be specific. If you're from the South, you can probably correct us if we're wrong, but like
most
seriously,
likely gonna be it will be standing.
It smells like
corrected.
sweet tea on the porch during a summer day, and I had to pick this book because Queenie comes home and she starts cooking in her hometown, and it's just like this.
Hey Shannon, if you could turn this into actual tea, this would be awesome. Sorry, that's totally not your thing, but it's really good smelling though. So
yeah, Nowhere But Home. Highly recommend checking this one out.
Oh my god, this is my favorite one now.
Oh,
like
good
this
job.
I would drink on like any afternoon, just a long day of work and you got a nice
I wish I had a porch. I've
jug
always wanted a
of
porch.
tea. Sorry, we're done. Okay.
Next is Reading in the Garden, and that's Ivy, Fresh Soil, and Wisteria. And
I
the
heard
book,
hysteria. I'm like, alright, yeah, it sounds like 6th grade to me.
the book that I
My
picked
6th grade.
was Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore
Ooh, yeah,
because
okay.
it's definitely set in a place where they grow lots of flowers. The family in it has the ability to make flowers grow, and so I had to use it for this one.
Yo, this sounds like a real garden. Like this smells like...
Matched perfectly with this book.
It does though. It's... Or the secret garden.
Fine, it would also go with the secret
It's like
garden.
spoiling the Titanic. It sank, I'm sorry.
Wild Beauty is a story of a girl and her family of women, and they all live on an estate, and they have the ability to make flowers grow and trees bloom and all of that. So they're considered almost like a, what do you call it? A landmark? No, not a landmark.
Institution.
I guess, something like that. Anyway, their lives change when a boy suddenly appears out of nowhere in the garden, and that sets...
No, not like that. Not like that. Not really.
No.
Like, does he wander like...
No, I don't even know, he just shows up.
Does he wander like Archibald wanders hereabouts where Lily is?
No, it's a beautiful
From
book.
the gate he called out so kindly. No, not really. Sorry, I'm sorry.
It's a beautiful book, and it starts out a bit slow, and you kind of have no idea where it's going, but then once it gets to where it's going, you're like, oh my god, I should have seen that coming. So yeah, it's a really, really good book. The very last candle that I have to show is my second favorite candle, and it is called Reading on the Moors, and it is Cold Fog, Heather, and Moss.
Okay, I dig that.
Secret Garden. Had to do it because the first book I thought of when I
Oh my
sipped
god.
it was frickin' Secret Garden, and I have not read this book in a while.
No, see, you have to understand. The other thing smells like the actual garden, but this smells like Misselthwaite Manor.
Right? See? I swear to God, like the first thing I thought was, it smells like
The
the Secret
man who
Garden.
no one sees. Sorry, I'm singing that soundtrack.
If you guys have no idea what The Secret Garden is about, which would be surprising because it's a classic, it is about a girl named Mary Lennox, and she is an orphan, and she is sent to live with her uncle. When she gets to the manor, she realizes that she hears someone crying at night. That's one thing.
Who though could it be?
And because she's so lonely, she also ends up exploring the grounds and discovering that there is a
secret garden. Now and it's about her finding herself, finding her family. It's just this beautiful thing. It's been turned into movies and this one musical, which totally deserves its Tony. And I swear to the high heavens, this
smells like it, right?
Smell. This is the moors. That's the wind blowing through the bushes.
Oh gosh, I just love it so much.
I am gonna listen to the whole soundtrack now. For those of you who don't know, there is a Secret Garden musical. It has won Tony Awards.
It was really good.
It's really, really still good.
I mean, I wish I would have seen the actual show, but we got to see it performed in concert. So
it's amazing. Yeah. So
right, that candle's so good.
I think it's my second favorite now too,
Yes.
next to the sweet tea one.
I love how you love this sweet.
Of course, the food
Anyway.
ranks higher. Anyway.
All of those candles were from Canterbury Road Co, and if you are interested in grabbing some of your own, you can use my code Alexa17 in order to get a discount.
And special shout out though to Shannon as well, because I am usually allergic to scents. And I have sniffed like 25 candles or something tonight, and I'm not sneezing my face off. So it means I'd like to think that for
The scents are blended
the scents
well.
are blended well, and you know,
Should be shown.
allergies can't be compared, right? But in my case, I don't know what everybody else. I don't recommend it, right? Don't go sniffing 25 candles. But that I'm fine.
Things you do for our videos.
I have things I have to.
Should we show them the October candle? I do have permission to show it.
You should show the October candle. So
the October candle that I have at the moment is Gomez and Morticia, and this one smells like candy, but not. It's very
technically amber, blackcurrant, and clove.
Yeah, it's a very odd smell, I want to say, but like in a way where it grows on you, which is sort of like the Addams Family to me anyway. So I don't like. To me, that's like great.
Caramilla. No, not really. Okay.
It makes me think of their house. It's weird.
Yeah, it does. I mean, This is probably not what the Addams family household would smell like. It probably smells like, you know, death and love. So, but this is okay. You're right, it doesn't grow on you.
Right? Like at first it's so overwhelming as a scent, but then eventually like the more you leave it open and the more you smell it, it smells like bubblegum. That's what it smells like actually. It sort of smells like bubblegum. But yeah, this is one of the exclusive October candles coming to the shop. There are going to be 2 others. I think it's Reading by Witchlight, which I really want,
Ooh.
and Toil and Trouble, which I also really want. I hope you enjoyed getting a teeny tiny look at a part of my candle collection.
I'm not sniffing the rest of it though. There's
Too many. Again, I would love if you guys went to go and check out Canterbury Road Co shop because Shannon's candles are really, really amazing and her scents are so good. Like, they're so good.
They are though,
yeah.
I gotta say.
I will probably be buying more candles, but you know. If you guys want to find us on other social media, we are around. It's all linked down below. And we will see you guys in our next video.